Remember, if you want to master a skill, the first thing you need is relaxation. You have to find that feeling. Okay. Second, I never use full force anywhere. Even on a powerful shot, I'm not maxing out. And I'm not squeezing the racket tight. Every table tennis technique is about using smart, subtle force. If you feel like you're just using a lot of strength, then something is definitely wrong. Got it? So you need to find that balance of being loose but not sloppy, that feeling of using small, precise force. That's how you get feel in your hand. Now here's what I want to say. Before you touch the ball, listen carefully. During your entire swing, every part of you, arm, wrist, fingers, legs, waist, all of it is relaxed. Relaxed but aware. If you feel any part tensing up, fix it. You need to find this feeling before every loop. Even holding the racket, no part should be tense. Only by doing this will you be able to keep that sudden snap, that feeling, that grip pressure reserved for the right moment. Reserved for where? At the moment of contact. This one moment of acceleration. Watch how I transfer it to the ball. If it's a loop against backspin, let's take a look. Only at contact, I use about 40 to 50% of small, clever force. I kind of catch the ball, not gripping the racket hard, but catching the ball. Let the racket spin. Look at this, very relaxed. Yeah. Right at this moment, remember, at the very first instant of contact, as long as you're relaxed, and your timing is right, when you brush the ball like this, the ball becomes yours to control. You don't need to crush it. Just this one moment, the ball is already under your command. That zip, the feeling of it springing away. What does that feel like? It's like flicking a playing card with about 40 to 50% of your strength. That kind of zip in this direction, that's enough. Try it yourself. See, can you get the ball to respond to that kind of brush? This is the first part of my 1/3 theory. And what's the second part? Watch. After that snap, the ball, see, snap, isn't it under my control? Look at the direction and arc, am I controlling it or not? See, do you still have feel in your hand now? Because you didn't crush it. Right, so what next? After that snap, keep following through in the most natural direction of your waist and wrist rotation. At the same time, your waist continues to rotate. That rotation provides constant support. Feel like you're rotating with your body. Use your waist rotation to keep guiding the ball. Your hand is rotating too. Why? Because on that first contact, as long as you snap correctly, if you catch the ball is spinning by your hand. That means you have contact time. Now listen closely. After that first snap, you have to keep going. Listen, keep going. There's a middle phase after the snap, a natural follow-through turn. This middle part is called the ball dwell phase. So if first phase, catch the ball, second phase, dwell. Third phase, what? Remember this. It's the finish, the follow-through all the way to the end, the finish. You always think, I whip everything waist, legs, hips, and once I give that to the ball, I'm done. It's wrong. Most of you only do the first step, then in the second step you change your motion. You pull toward the ball like this, especially after contact. First, listen to my sound. Is it only the first phase? No middle phase, no final phase. So what's the correct way to do it? Once you make contact, remember, turn your waist normally. No intention of moving forward at all. Just turn normally. Sideways, turn. Sideways, turn. Turn over. It's just a small half circle. Watch, okay. Where am I moving my racket? Doesn't this look like my cross-court loop motion? Right, that catch. Where am I finishing? Look, where do I finish my loop? Right now you're all here. This is the center line. I want to loop to here. Where do I finish? Watch my racket. Where am I finishing? Where am I turning? Am I flowing and turning in that direction? Where is my racket facing at the end? Is it toward myself, and your racket facing like this? Look at the wrist, fully extended too much, then pushing forward. Do you think touching the ball like that will create spin? No spin possible. Only when you smoothly rotate with the racket, like this, then you can get into that shape. Right. Your waist comes up with it. So when you do this, what does the ball feel? It feels this rotational process, this dwell time on the rubber. That's exactly the racket staying on the ball, then a natural snap. This is the third part of the one-third theory, the empty follow-through part. What feeling are you looking for here? You're looking for this. Use a down-the-line motion to loop cross-court. That's how you'll find that feeling. And never ever do this. Don't aim your racket exactly where you want the ball to go. Just turn naturally this way. Look, when I turn my waist normally, to loop down the line, I'd have to turn to here. Feed me one. See, to loop down the line, doesn't my waist have to turn to this side? Yes, so I take this motion and use it to loop cross-court. I'm using a down-the-line motion to loop cross-court. See that? It's the whole body turns through. The wrist also turns through. It's not point and shoot. If you just point at the target, the power from your waist can't come out. Think about the hammer throw. Why doesn't he just spin and spin and spin and then flick it forward? Why does he throw it out? Because the peak power is at the end of the arc. That's where the maximum force is. You need to apply that maximum force at ball contact, and then keep turning through. Feel that waist pulling through, that waist rotation. You can turn your waist a bit more, and then loop cross-court. And with your hand, feel the waist turning, the wrist turning, that's the feeling. So go loop cross-court, not down the line. Try it, and you'll understand. See how you can use your wrist to turn the ball in that direction. You'll get it little by little.